Hello, everybody. This is Tom Eckert here. You're listening to my podcast, Numerology, a GPS for the soul. This is your place to learn about the true power of numerology and how to use it to bring out the best in yourself, understand your loved ones better, take wise decisions, and prepare for your future. In other words, how to live your life aligned with your true destiny. Take your time to educate yourself and share these podcasts with your friends and family so they too can enjoy the great benefits of numerology. Enjoy! Hello there, and welcome to all my beloved listeners to yet another fascinating episode. And today we're diving into some unique aspects of number 3. Basically, we're going to talk about why it's an incredible, amazing, magical number, but why it's also really unbearable sometimes and truly hard to deal with. But before anything else, if you're new here, I want to welcome you. In this podcast, we discuss numerology as a path for inner transformation, personal growth, self-understanding, spiritual expansion. I attempt to make numerology accessible and applicable for everyday life matters. And I do my best to provide you with grounded information so that you can apply numerology in order to live a better life, more conscious, and more aligned with your soul and your true purpose. Now, here are a few ways you can dive deeper into numerology should you wish to do so. You can book a numerology reading with me. In a reading, you can ask any question that is burning in your life and get precise answers tailored exactly to you. You can read more about my readings on my website. The link is provided in the episode description, and contact me to book your reading. If you wish to study numerology on a deeper level, or even possibly pursue it as a career, I invite you to check out my 2 study paths. First, check out my self-study numerology course, where you can learn the fundamentals of numerology at your own pace, from home, on your mobile, on your tablet, and on your laptop. Or, if you want to take it a step deeper, you can sign up to my complete path of certification from beginner to numerology expert and get certified as a professional numerologist. To read more about both of these study paths, check out the links in the episode description. Okay, now without further ado, let us dive into today's topic. Number 3. How can you not love number 3? I mean, come on. They are the sweetest thing ever. They are the embodiment of childlike sweetness and innocence in a human body. Number 3 is like the energy of spring, of innocent and fresh creativity, the simple joy of life. It's the energy of a natural smile and a tummy bouncing from laughter. It is positive and trusting. Can it get any better than that? Well, in this episode, we will explore the amazing beauty of number 3 and what makes them exceptionally amazing, lovable, and magical. But we will also explore what makes them hard to bear, very annoying, and how number 3 can become sometimes a tragic case. In other words, as I always do, we'll attempt to see a more complete and in-depth picture of the subtle elements that make number 3 both amazing and difficult. Everything I say here will be especially felt if you have number 3 occupying your life path, expression, or soul urge numbers, or if it occupies a cycle or pinnacle of yours. And if it does both, then this is definitely very relevant for you. So let's get into it. I want you to think for a moment about a child. That sweet, innocent eyes, the laughter that comes from the very depths of the belly, the simple trust in life and people, the way they don't assume anything bad about people and situations. That's truly incredible. That's the truly incredible essence of number 3. They truly are this child even when they are fully grown up. And I'm talking like throughout their entire life. Their curiosity is like that of a child, as well as their awe in the face of life. I personally truly find it amazing how people with strong 3s very naturally see the half full glass, the positive side of people. And I'm speaking as a very strong 7, okay? One of my strongest influences, right? It's not that easy. So when I see that, it's just jaw-dropping. They have an unmatched ability to see the good in people, in the world, and keep promoting the good. Keep helping you seeing the good. They're masters of simplicity, always reminding us that not much is needed to be happy. Sometimes just a simple smile, a hug, a good laugh, watching the flowers in the garden, or just painting something or making some music can bring about great fulfillment and happiness. No need for complicated methodologies or all kinds of sophisticated methods and spiritual practices to find peace of mind. They remind us to sense our breath, look at the trees, and remember that life is here to support us. This level of natural trust, optimism, and positivity is a gift like no other, and a natural superpower of number 3. And I love the word superpower because this is truly a divine gift. No other number can give us this form of sheer, unadulterated optimism. Now, 3s know how to see the good in you. They don't look for what's wrong. And even if they see something dysfunctional, they will immediately see it in a positive light and context and communicate that to you. Just like a child, they don't assume negative things about you and are truly able and willing to see the good within you. So as such, they can help you remember what's truly amazing about you and why you are great as you are. And that can be incredibly healing, right? It's like this incredible ability to always draw out the positive, the good in you, even when you feel completely down, even if you feel lost in darkness. They will find that light. They will find a positive angle and they will gift it to you because they love doing that. You see, 3s aren't wired to seek for what's not immediately visible and perceivable. They are here to teach us to abandon unnecessary heaviness and gloominess and reconnect to a natural sense of lightness and optimism. You have no clue how many times my wife, God bless her beautiful soul, who has some good 3s in her chart, helped me snap out of my ultra heavy 7 energy. And guys, like I can get heavy. Luckily, I have some other numbers that balance that out, like the 9, which gives me the fire, but still a lot of 7 there. And I'm so grateful to her about that. She's been absolutely instrumental, for me at least, so many times to kind of snap out of like this gloomy attitude or a tendency to see things in a very dark light or a very kind of like pessimistic view. So, the threes remind us to play, to fool around, not take ourselves too seriously, to agree to be goofy and maintain our innocence no matter what age we are and what we've gone through in life. Again, just saying that and sharing this with you makes me feel what a gift this is and appreciate it again. When my wife and I got together, I remember being totally shocked by her stunning ability to come up with fresh, new ideas just about everything. And this is again another gift of number 3. Another superpower, one can say. It's like she had, and still has by the way, no block whatsoever on that frontier. Like a streaming river of endless creative ideas and solutions. So, then I realized that other strong 3s that I know have the same superpower. I like to joke, by the way, and call my wife my personal Google. Like whenever I need to search for something, to have an idea, to find a solution, I'll just call my personal Google, namely my wife, and ask her for a question. Ask her a question and search for seek for her opinion or idea. So for 3, there is a solution to everything. That's how they perceive life. They don't believe in problems. Rather, they approach limitations like a game and always come up with creative solutions. Now, I use the word game, and if you happen to be a strong 3, you might not immediately think about it that way. You might not feel, hey, yes, I am approaching life like a game. But unconsciously, that's what you do. It's more like being playful with possibilities and ideas, being creative. So it's a true gift from life. Being able to kind of always come up with creative solutions and always having this endless stream of ideas. Whenever I personally need to brainstorm, I ask my wife for help. Or whenever I need to think out of the box, even think about new episodes for this podcast, right? I'll ask for her help as well. Personally, I'm really floored time and again by the 3's capacity to always come up with new pathways, new solutions, new ideas, like an endless resource of possibilities, creativity. And it's mind-blowing, guys. It's really something else. But despite all this awesomeness, our most beloved, sweet number 3 can also turn into quite a nuisance once you get to know their shadows. Nobody's perfect after all, and so let's explore that side as well. But before I keep talking any further, if you're enjoying this podcast and want to keep learning more grounded, applicable, and high-quality numerology, make sure to click the follow or subscribe button and turn on the notification bell on the platform you're listening from and become part of my numerology community. Also, make sure to check out the questions at the end of the episodes. I'd really love to hear from you. It helps me know more about you, my listeners, and provide you with better content. Having said that, let's keep going. Now we're diving into the less favorable side of number 3, but we must see that as well. One of the biggest problems of the threes is that whenever they are faced with a problem, especially a repeating one, a core life theme, for example, they always search for easy fixes, life hacks, if you will, life hacks for life. That is, instead of actually reaching deep in order to understand the root cause of the matter and bring it to actual mature resolution. And this plays out in every aspect of their lives. Relationships, friendships, career, the fulfillment of their destiny, you name it. For example, let's say they have a pattern in their relationships with their partner, okay, where they get pushy and insensitive whenever they want things to go their way. Their partner brings this topic to their attention and wants to address the topic and resolve it. The three, though, will simply ask, so how do you want me to behave? Or what words should I use instead that won't offend you? You see, they won't look for the root cause that makes them, for example, aggressive and pushy to begin with. They will simply want a quick fix to make it appear better, right? Like a visual solution, you know what I mean? But without any true understanding behind it. So instead of solving the problem, they just behave differently and think that's enough. It's a bit like, having a problem at your home with like damp and moldy walls. And instead of actually fixing it, you just like put a coat of paint over it, right? So like I painted and it seems like there's no dampness and no mold, but the problem is not solved. And that's quite a serious, thing. Especially when we have multiple threes and we really lean into the shadow, many things can stay untreated and that doesn't end up well, when things are continuously neglected and not looked deeply into, not examined thoroughly. Let's talk about another thing. This thing about children where they ask you a question about life and then you give them an answer and they follow up with, but why? And then you give them another answer. And again, they ask, but why? Well, my friends, I'm sorry to tell you, but with threes, this doesn't really stop, even as adults. It might seem a little bit more, polite and have like a more adult flair in the way it's communicated, but it's essentially the same. I've literally guided people with threes in my spiritual mentoring sessions who, no matter what solutions I provided them with, kept saying, yes, I totally understand what you're telling me. It makes total sense. But, you know what I mean? There's always that but. It's always followed with a but and then a new question. And no matter what answer I offered, how profound and how complete it was, and also how deeply they connected to that answer, they would really be impressed and follow it up with another but and another question. Now, this is because unconsciously, threes are looking for someone to tell them what to do and how to do it. Just like, surprise, surprise, a child. So they don't trust their own mind and inner knowing, and they keep asking questions with the unconscious hope that you will solve it all for them. and tell them exactly what they have to do at all times and in all situations. So as you can imagine, that can be very exhausting to deal with. In fact, it's pretty energy consuming and even energy sucking. Now, one more, I would say like unbearable, annoying, shadow aspect that we must know about the 3 is a direct consequence of all that I just described. You'll often see 3s not taking real mature responsibility for the mishaps and challenges in their life. They have a sort of magical thinking whereby somehow when things don't work out well, it is simply fate. Again, in their perception. It's not like they had something to do with it. They might say, I don't get it why every time I try to find a new and better partner, I keep ending up with the same type of guy. I'm just so unlucky. Unlucky? Like, what do you mean by that? Right? Like, how about you examine yourself deeper and check what is it within you that keeps making you take wrong turns or make unintelligent choices time and time again. You see, the 3s don't think in such a way. Pardon me. It's either good luck or bad luck. And when you try to help them go deeper, it's almost like a system error, bug in the system. It doesn't compute. And so they end up not really taking responsibility for their lives, and this can lead to a very sad and even tragic life experience because failures, blocks, and pains keep piling up. But as a 3, I never ever truly solve them, but simply respond to them like a baffled little child who's been wronged by life. Now, to the 3 itself, to the person, it can be really sad, and they can stay almost like completely perplexed. For the people around them, it can be like truly sad and tragic to watch, but also, like a very frustrating situation because it's like no matter what you tell them or offer them, it just does not compute. So as you can see, 3 is both really incredible and amazing. A true glowing miracle of optimism, hope, and goodness. It can remind us of the simple and natural good nature of life and of human beings. It's really an enormous gift. And yet, when they swing into the shadow, it can be very annoying to the people around them. It's not easy to deal with someone who doesn't want to grow up. In my experience, most 3s are a mixed bag. It usually leans more extremely into the shadow when a person has an excess of 3s in their core numbers. For example, 3 3s or more. But even, let's say, 2 strong 3s can be quite intense in that way. And even, 1 strong 3, I would say, especially in the life path number, can also, have some of that. So even our magical 3 child has some inner work to do. Now, it's important to remember, right? Nothing of what I'm describing here is some kind of final statement or like the end of the road, right? It's a pattern. I'm describing the pattern, and patterns can be evolved. They can grow. We can develop. So I'm saying this here so that if you happen to be a 3 listening to this, if you can find yourself in this description, then remember, it's not like that's it. You're doomed to be like that. That would again be a repetition of a very magical thinking like fate. No, you can definitely do something about it. You can grow. You can become a wiser 3. Think about Thich Nhat Hanh. Think about Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, 2 enlightened spiritual teachers, both with very strong 3s in their charts. I've even mentioned them, I believe, in my previous episode, one that I did a long time ago about the essence of number 3. So think about it, right? There are people who are extremely impressive with number 3. They've elevated, right, their frequency. They've become wiser. So take that as an inspiration, right? So I hope this inspires you and just keeps showing you how much depth and dimension numerology has. And just before we wrap this up, if you're enjoying this podcast and you want to keep learning in-depth and high-quality numerology, make sure to click the follow or subscribe button. And of course, turn on the notifications bell on the platform you're listening from and become part of my numerology community. Remember also to leave your answers to the questions at the end of the episode. It really helps me get to know you better and provide you with better content. Don't forget to check out my professional numerology readings, an incredibly illuminating and empowering experience. And of course, remember to check out my self-study numerology course and in-depth numerology certification studies if you want to acquire deeper mastery of numerology and a skill for life. My friends, I truly hope you enjoyed this episode. And as always, I'll see you in the next episodes. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you did, and you want to go deeper into numerology, check out my website, tom-eckert.com. You can also book a numerology reading or even study numerology yourself through my courses. I'll see you in the next episode.